Hi, Rabbi Rachel.
Hey, Rabbi Marcus.
Do you know that we are entering a new book of the Torah?
That's so exciting! Wow.
It is really exciting. I'm so glad you're excited. Now, this book of the Torah is usually called Exodus.
Right?
But in Hebrew, it's actually called
Shmot.
Shmot, which means
Names.
Now, why is this book of the Torah called Names?
Because it begins with a list of names.
Oh, that is the simple meaning. All the books of the Torah are called after the first word. But there needs to be something about it that is so important. Names. What is important about names to the Exodus from Egypt? This book talks about the Exodus from Egypt. Why do you think names are so... It came to my mind because of your sermon, actually, last week about people's stories and how it's so important to keep our stories and celebrate our stories as a people, right? And now this parsha is talking about names. So why names? What do you think?
Well, there's actually a comment that I once read that the reason that the Jewish people were saved from Egypt is because they held on to their names. They held on to their Jewish names and didn't assimilate.
That's so important, yeah, that they held on to their names. That was like one of the reasons they were redeemed from Egypt. So right from the beginning, because they had their names, they were capable of being redeemed, but they held on to their names. And like there was such a temptation to change their names, to change their identities, to change their stories, to match what Egyptians would have found fitting, but they didn't. They kept their names, they kept their identity, even under the darkest time, and even in this narrow place that we call Egypt. So it's really unbelievable that they were able to do this. And I think each and every one of us also are sort of also in maybe a dark time right now. We're about to hit the winter solstice, right? It's like the darkest time of the year, literally. And like we're all facing this new reality of like the Omicron variant right now, and like making decisions again that we don't want to have to make. You know, about what we're going to do, what we're not going to do, what the risks we're going to take, the risks we're not going to take, and like how do we get through these dark times, this time of narrowness right now.
That's true. And yeah, I think the Torah has a lot to teach us about that. That one of the core ways to get through these times of darkness, whether it's what we're going through now or any time in our history, is to stay connected to who we truly are, stay connected to the core of who we are. And for us, that means staying connected to our Jewish community and who we are as a Jewish people.
Yeah, I can't tell you how often Torah and Jewish values have been the thing that have gotten me through this like whole entire dark time, this whole entire pandemic. Like the fact that I can like wake up and learn Torah and be a Jew and daven, and that God is there enables me to actually get through this and not to be just sucked into the chaos and the hardness that this is.
It's true. It's something steadying. It's something grounding in this time that feels very uncertain.
So we really, suggest to you, join us at Temple of Aaron, whether that be digitally, whether that be in person, for whatever reason, join us and be here with us, because that is so important right now, to find a way to connect even in this time of darkness.
Absolutely. We invite Temple of Aaron to be your center, be your home, be your grounding force amidst all this uncertainty.
Thanks so much, and we hope to see you soon.